ions form polymers and aerosols like photochemical smog that build up in the atmosphere, but also over time, over eons, were believed to fall through the atmosphere and coat the surface in some kind of organic sludge. At least that's the mental picture we had. The Voyager spectrometers, these are other instruments on the spacecraft, confirmed the existence of simple organic compounds and found some other very intriguing things. Titan's atmosphere is largely molecular nitrogen, like the atmosphere here in this room. The surface pressure is 50% greater than the surface pressure in this room, so it is a substantial atmosphere. The thermal structure of the atmosphere is similar to that on the Earth. Different processes, but nonetheless the same kind of thermal structure, and also other physical characteristics in common with the Earth. There is a condensable material in the atmosphere of Titan, and that is methane. Methane is to Titan what water is to the Earth. Methane can be there as a gas, it can be there as a solid, it can be there as a liquid. And so this opened up the possibility that we would find on Titan some very familiar geological processes and atmospheric processes, except working on and by very unfamiliar substances. And so on the basis of these discoveries, but from Voyager, Titan's surface environment was believed to be more similar to the Earth's than any other that we had in the solar system. Of course, it is 300 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit, and also there's no free oxygen. But nonetheless, the presence of organics and the lack of free oxygen led scientists to believe also that the present-day atmosphere of Titan would be similar in some important respects to the atmosphere that we had here on the early Earth prior to the emergence of life. So it was with great anticipation that over the last 25 years, in fact, leading up to Cassini's arrival at Saturn, that scientists looked to the exploration of Titan that Cassini would allow. And of course, it's the surface that because we didn't see it with Voyager, we were most eager to see. We outfitted our cameras with special filters that allow us to see in the near infrared where Voyager cameras couldn't see, and we have been very successful at that. This is a movie that we took, a discontinuous movie, but nonetheless, of our first approach to Titan. We saw surface features. This is the hemisphere that faces Saturn. We could see a cloud complex in the southern hemisphere. Okay, so there are clouds on Titan. They're probably methane clouds. It is the place there aren't a lot of clouds on Titan, but where we see clouds is predominantly in the southern hemisphere. And bear in mind that for the orbiter instruments like my own, investigation of Titan is like an exercise in pattern recognition. It is always a hazy day on Titan. There are no shadows, and so